Hello, good day and welcome to my channel. The question here says P is 25 meter on a bearing of 330 degrees from Q. How far south of P is Q? Now for us to do this, we have to take note of the points that our line will move to. If we look at the cardinal point, the angle 330 is on the northwest side. So that means our line will be going in this direction. So because of that, I can simply draw my cardinal point here. I'll draw this as my cardinal point. And then this is the north pole. That's the north direction. So to get my angle 330, I'll start with the 0 degree, which is the north pole there, and then move on to 90, the first quadrant, and then I move on to 180, and then 270, and then I can stop at 330. So 330 is somewhere here, and then from there I can rule my line to get the required line. So when I get to this point, I can as well put my cardinal points here as well. So that is my cardinal point. Now, the next thing for me to do is to write the angle. Don't forget this is 330. That is moving from this point down to this place is 330. Now, from here to this point is 90 degrees. And then moving on, I get to 180. Moving on, I get to 270. So this line here is the angle 270 line. And this slanting line is the angle 330 line. So between 270 and 330, what is this angle here? So it will be clear that 330, for me to get that angle, I'll simply say 330 minus 270, and that will give me 60 degrees. So this angle here is 60 degrees. That is this angle here, from here to here. Now don't forget, the question says, how far south of P is Q? How far south of P is Q? Don't forget, this is our point Q. That is where we measure from. Don't forget, in bearing, when it says from, it is that point that you have to measure your angle from. So we have measured from the point Q, and then this part is our point P. So the question is saying, how far south of P is Q? So south of P is exactly this south line, this south pole line. So this is the south line. So how far south of P? For us to get this, we are simply going to draw this line downward until we get to this horizontal level of Q, which is the 270 degree line of Q. So this angle with this vertical line coming down and this horizontal line for the 270 degree line, it shows that these two lines are perpendicular, which is this angle 90 degrees. So how far south of Q, okay, how far south of P is Q is simply the distance from here to here. That is the distance. Now let's call the distance x. We do not know it, so we are going to call it the value x. And then don't forget, from P to Q given to us in the question is 25 meters. So I'm going to write 25 meters here. 25 meters. And then now that I've written that as 25 meters, and I have this right angle triangle, I can go ahead and make use of trigonometric ratios to get the value of my x. So don't forget, from trigonometric ratios, we have this acronym usually represented as SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So if we check now, this is our 60 degree, that is the angle that we know. The side that is opposite that angle is regarded as the opposite side. The longest side, the slanting side, is regarded as the hypotenuse. And then the third side is regarded as the adjacent side. So we have the opposite side, we have the hypotenuse, and we have the adjacent. Now we know the hypotenuse side and we are looking for the opposite. So what we are concerned with, we are concerned with opposite and hypotenuse. And which of these acronym here shows us opposite and hypotenuse? You agree with me that it is this first part, which is the SO part. So this part says sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So since we know our hypotenuse and we are looking for opposite, we have to pick this part of the acronym and then use it to find the value of our x. So using that part, you agree with me that sine of the angle, and the angle is 60 degree, sine 60, is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse side. The opposite side from our question here is x. That is what we are looking for, x. Then all over the hypotenuse side, which is 25 meters as given in the question. So 25. So for me to get x now, I'm simply going to cross multiply. So x will be equal to 25 multiplied by sine 60 when I cross multiply. Then that will be equal to 25 multiplied by sine 60 from calculator or 4-figure table to give us 0.866. And then that will finally, if we multiply 25 and 0.866, it is going to give us 21.65. So that is the distance that we are looking for. So P, don't forget the question says how far south of P is Q. So we can simply say Q, we can conclude by saying Q is 21.65 meters south of P. This can be written as our conclusion, and that is the final answer. So please don't forget to like this video, share it, ask any question through the comment section, and subscribe to this channel so that you can get more detailed videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.